And there's been so many racing movies out.
Yep.
So many, dude.
Yep. What's his name? Just did a racing movie.
F1,
Brad Pitt.
Yeah, Brad Pitt.
Was it good? Did you see it?
No, I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either.
Yeah, I'm not a big like racing movie guy.
I mean, either.
Other than Cars. Cars fucking rules.
I mean, Cars is good. I watched what movie did I watch recently? It was the one with Christian Bale and Matt Damon.
That's the Ford versus Ferrari or something.
Yeah, it was alright.
Yeah.
I think it was okay. You know what's funny is I rate movies on Letterboxd, and I've noticed like I have this weird memory when it comes to movies where like there are songs I can remember that I don't even realize I remember, but I forget entire sections of films and entire movies almost. And so I'll go back and I'll rewatch them, and it's almost like I get to rewatch it again. So it's kind of a gift, but it also just blows my mind how much I forgot. So I watched this movie and I think I rated it like a 6 or 7 out of 10. I go back and look, and I had logged the movie before. I completely forgot I watched it, and I rated it like a 4 out of 10. I was like, wow, I really hated it the last time I saw this. I just hated it.
That's crazy, dude.
So I came around, but also it was funny because a couple times while I was watching the movie, I thought maybe I watched parts of this on cable once. Like maybe I looked over and I saw this on a TV, because it was like an hour and a half into the movie, like 2 hours, and it looked really familiar. I'm like, there's no way that I've seen this. I had to have seen this on a TV screen, but it wasn't like familiar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where it's like,
dude. Yeah.
I really felt like I hadn't seen it before.
Yes, yeah,
So-
dude. I have that all the fucking time.
So that happens to you with movies?
Dude, I have been watching movies like crazy this year.
Okay.
I've watched 163 movies so far this year.
Ooh. You know, so I said I log my movies. Let me see what I'm at. I think I'm around 50. Want to say that's where I'm at.
Yeah, but
And
there's
so for the record, folks,
so many.
we just passed halfway through the year. We're literally at the halfway mark. So, you have a goal?
No, just as many movies as possible. Like I tend to like want to get at least one per day.
That's
and
good.
that those averages.
Oh, I'm at 42.
42. Oh, weak, dude. No.
Wait a minute. 43. No. Wait, let me see, because I feel like I missed one of them. No, it's 42. It's 42.
Well, like 42 is respectable because like I've watched 163, and I have movies on my list that I see the rating, I see that it's on my list that I watched, and I'm like, I don't even know what movie that is. And I watched it this year.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, wait, what? The invitation? What was that about? I don't even remember. And then I have to like look it up, and I'm like, oh, that movie, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem.
Yeah. See, if you've watched like 43 a year, it's like you probably remember all 43 of those movies.
Did you ever see some director, I'm not going to remember who it was, but he was saying like it's a shame that people overeducate themselves in film, and they soak themselves in all these great films, and it actually kind of spoils your independence or like your independent voice. I can't remember who it was who said it. I wish I could say, because it was like one of these old time directors. Like I want to say even maybe
David Lynch or something.
No, like the guy who did the bomb under the table thing. He did Psycho, Hitchcock.
Oh yeah.
I want to say it might have even been Hitchcock, but I don't think it was him. I think it's somebody adjacent to him in that era of directors where it's like yeah. I think it's true.
That.
I think people can overeducate themselves, and they get too involved in like what makes a good film. And I think films aren't like, that's why what makes a David Lynch. Or like for me, my favorite director now is Andrei Tarkovsky. Have you seen his movies?
I don't think so.
So he's my favorite of all time. And I can just say that with security, because I think that David Lynch was my favorite for a long time, just because of not even like any one of his particular movies, but just because his vision and what he does with film, I think is what film can do. And then I think Tarkovsky does that even better, and he just does it in a way that blows. I have one more Tarkovsky movie to watch, and I've like been saving it. It's like his last one, but there's a couple of his earlier ones that I actually can watch. But those aren't. I know those aren't like, that's not. There's only 7. There's 7 overall, and he's like he's from Russia, and then he like left Russia, and so the first is movie Stalker. That's one of the big ones.
Oh, I've heard of that one.
Yeah, it's a popular movie. Stalker, and then Solaris.
Because there was There was a new. Oh, I'm thinking of Lurker. I think it was called Lurker. But no, I agree.
It might be familiar because it's a lot. It's one of those movies that people always put in their list of like greatest films of all time because it's from the 70s and it's just so timeless in a way.
Yeah, I agree and disagree with people like oversaturizing themselves. Does that?
Well, I think
ruin,
it goes both
like,
ways.
Yeah, because
right?
like as a viewer, I think, and my girlfriend hates this about me. I can predict what's going to happen in almost every movie, and she hates
because
it.
You're a trained audience member.
I've seen so many movies before. I know, oh, that's the bad guy, or oh, this is going to happen, and my girlfriend hates it, especially when she's showing me a movie.
Right.
She'll be like, oh, this movie was really good, and I'll be like, oh, well, this is going to happen, and she's like, God damn it, dude. And so like in that sense, like, yeah, like I'm oversaturized to the point where like sometimes I don't even enjoy a movie because I'm like, well, I called it. Yeah. And so like the movies where I'm like, holy shit, I didn't see that coming, those are my favorite movies.
Yeah. And I think that those movies generally are films that reward you as an audience member, and they're written with that in mind. It's kind of like what would make a good joke in the same thing with comedy, right? Yeah. It's like you need to treat the audience like they're smart, like they would know better, and then work against that idea, because those films are like the tightest ones, you know, where everything is thought of. You know, I think that's what makes the best shows, like the best writing is when you come up with all the questions that an audience member would come up with, and you like counteract all those ideas, in my opinion. Or like, or it's not, I don't know, like I just think it's hard to be that auteur director who just makes whatever movie you want to make. Like that's kind of impossible to become that person, you know. But in that you kind of have to ignore everybody else and just make your movie. And those things too are like I just think if you watch movies casually, it's hard to even understand what would set apart somebody who's like doing something that's transcending above the art form rather than doing something that's like base level, because those things are the things that are unpredictable. Is like when they're trying to be one step ahead of you, and they're trying to, like, those are the best directors, I think, are the ones that already know all the rules and now they're trying to mess with you a little bit. Like I think that's why Christopher Nolan's sound sucks. I think he actually kind of knows and he's just playing into it and messing with people at this point. Like there are moments where I'm watching his movies, I'm like, okay, that's ridiculous. Like I cannot, if the subtitles were not on, I would not know what is happening. Like I'm talking about Tenet. Like, you know the scene where they're talking on the boat, where they're talking to each other on the boat. Yeah. It's like there's no way I would hear that dialogue. And I get it, like they're on a boat and they're yelling at each other, but like, come on, like, or like there's a part where like the music, like, boom, 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 and they're walking through the thing talking about their plan. Like, am I supposed to be hearing their plan? Because the music's like slowly swelling up to the point where I'm pretty sure I'm not supposed to be able to hear them, but I think he's messing with you. I think it's all a game, and he's actually messing with me for paying attention.
Yeah, dude, it's a major problem with films now where like, and I don't know if this is film or if this is like TV, but like the loudness of the music and the quietness of the actual dialogue is so drastic that I'm constantly watching movies or TV with my remote in my hand because I have to, oh, it's music, I gotta turn it down. Oh, it's dialogue, I gotta turn it up. It's like, dude, fucking figure that out.
I wonder if that's always been a thing, because I've noticed that with some movies it's worse, but I guess I've never like noticed it as a trend. But I don't watch a lot of new movies, so maybe I wouldn't know. Like I just try to sprinkle in movies from all over the place all the time. So maybe is this like a newer thing that's happening?
Yeah, and it's like it's in majority of the time it's when you're watching at home, but like even in the theater it's like crazy. But like, you know, you'll go to Dolby, like
the theater would be worse,
dude. And Dolby is like, the Dolby cinema is like, oh, the sound is like incredible, and it's just like loud as fuck and like shaking the room, and it's like, yeah, it's cool. Like I like going to Dolby to see certain things. Like I saw Undertone in Dolby, which is it's a scary movie. It's a horror movie that is basically like found footage meets podcasting.
Oh, okay.
And it's all auditory. Like it's all like
What's it called?
It's called Undertone.
Was it 824?
I don't know. I think so. Which they're fucking everywhere now.
Yeah,
like
because I just thought I saw like some poster for this or something.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. I really like. Here's the thing: if you are going into a horror movie and you're like, "Oh, I'm here for the plot," don't go see Undertone. Plot was lacking for sure. But if you're going into a movie and you're like, it's a horror movie, and you're like, I just want to be scared, dude, it's a pretty good movie.
Okay.
So it's like, for me, I do enjoy the plot sometimes, but it was like just really good. Like how it was a very unique way to like scare people because it's all just like podcasting and auditory, like just listening to like scary shit. It was crazy.
That's a smart way to get people to listen to your hour-and-a-half podcast. Just turn it into a movie. Just try that. The Ruse radio movie. Just get like 10 people in one room. Just do like a special episode. Let's call it a movie. It's actually kind of a good idea.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like dude. I don't know. Like it was.
I mean, I'm not even hating on it. I actually think it's like kind of smart, like because it's an auditory movie. Like you'd have to think of a way to sell that idea. Like a horror podcast is smart. That's a cool way to do it.
Well, especially because there's so many horror podcasts. So it's like, it just makes sense that they made a movie about
You could do a D&D
one,
podcast movie for sure.
Oh,
holy
yeah. Holy
shit.
Huge.
That would actually be perfect because you could just like live, like they would be the characters.
Yeah.
But you do it like a D&D podcast. That's the art of it. Is
Dude,
you would treat the audio like a D&D podcast rather than like doing live action D&D like
and
they
make
did.
it a horror movie. So like they're like rolling and it's like, all right, if you like get this, you kill the guy, but if you don't, he blows your arm off
And some
and
of
he
them gotta
rolls
die.
it and then poof, like his arm gets blown off and you're like, whoa.
That's the thing about modern writing that I do know is there ain't no stakes anymore. So listen, somebody's got to die in our movie. I want this horror movie, this Dungeons and Dragons horror movie to be crazy. Like,
Dude,
you're thinking like, oh, this is funny games, and then like one roll in, someone just blows their arm off. He's got like a cyborg arm. Actually, no. Let's give him like a peg. Because I think a peg would be good for his character.
Yeah.
And then it's fun for D&D.
Yeah,
it's
and his
fun.
name and his name in D&D was like pirate something,
Hook.
and then
We could put a hook on it.
Yeah. His name was Hook. Yeah.
Let's put a hook on his peg. That'd be really cool. He turns into a pirate. That would be awesome. See, these are the things. And I think like that's what's lost on people with D&D, and I think that movie kind of didn't do it justice. Like the D&D podcast do it justice. Because those are just exactly what D&D is.
Dude, didn't some like podcast, like D&D podcast, like sell out Madison Square Garden or some shit?
Probably the
like
big
for
one.
the
I think
final,
it's Capital
it was like,
or what is it? Critical Role. That's the biggest one.
And they were like, it was the end of the campaign, and they're like, we're gonna fucking do it in a theater, and then they just sold it out. Something crazy like that. It was either like a huge theater or like an arena.
Any arena, anything. Because I mean.
Crazy,
The fans for that. So my sister took me to one that was visiting Chicago, and I went for her, but I really should have watched some of it beforehand because it was so confusing. It was like watching a bunch of people do inside jokes for an hour.
Yeah.
That you did not know a single one of them. So like the fan bases of these things must be really into it, and like these campaigns and these people. I can only imagine. And I've talked to one person who did a D&D podcast before. His name's Christopher Barsanti, and he has a whole like that's basically like how he makes his money is his D&D podcast.
Holy shit!
So again, like the fan bases of these things.
Turn this into a D&D podcast.
Just convince some comics. Be like, no, I'm telling you,
dude,
just come over. We'll do the campaign. Dress up like a wizard,
dude. You could definitely get like a bunch of comics, dude. Like
that. You know what? It's ridiculous because you're right. You're actually right. Like if I got people to do it, there's a lot of potential in that idea.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. And like comics
might be the best people for D&D.
One, they're going to be funny.
Yeah.
And then two, there's I would say there's like two sectors of like comics, and you're either like kind of a bro or like you're kind of a nerd. Like it's just like high school. Comedy is just like high school. That's all it is. Because like really it's like I have friends, but it's like I'm just gonna see them at a stand-up like open mic.
You know you're gonna see them.
Yeah, I know I'm gonna see them and stuff. But like it is like like there's a bunch of nerds in comedy.
Oh yeah, well I think there's a lot of crossover
definitely
with like little nerdy subtopics and whatnot. So D&D's perfect. Also for like improv people, it's probably perfect.
Oh yeah.
I think what you need though is like somebody who's an actually trained like DM, dungeon master. You need a real dungeon master to handle this operation. That's the main important thing.
100%.
Because I don't think I could handle that.
100%. You need a good dungeon master.
Yeah.
If you don't have a good dungeon master, he's doing voices and shit. Like
He's the whole thing.
Yeah, he's the whole thing.
And I think the comics are going to try to go different directions and make it funny, and that's good. But the dungeon master's got to hold it down and keep it real. Because if whoever the dungeon master is, because I don't want to say he, because it could be the most glorious woman to ever step a foot inside of the pot castle. So who knows? But I do think there's so much potential in such an idea. Oh my God. Like my brain's just firing off, because thing is, I've never even gotten to have my own D&D campaign before. It's never happened for me. I've never had a good group of people. I've asked. I had a friend who did D&D. I was like, hey, if you guys ever want to invite me sometime. And he's like, yeah, well, we already kind of have a thing going. And our campaign's ending in like 4 months. And
they're like, oh yeah, I already have a campaign going. And it's like, dude, it's always so like, I used to like try to do it in high school and it would always fail. We would get like 3 sessions in before it just fell apart.
Yeah.
I remember I was the guy that was like, day one, I was like, I'm going to roll to see how big my dick is. And they're like, okay. And then I roll 18 and I'm like, I got an 18-inch dick.
Nice.
It's so stupid. And so like, I'm not taking it seriously. But like, yeah, that's the hardest part. And I think like kind of the pandemic kind of helped, because it was like, oh, we'll just do it over Zoom. And like, then it's always like, there's more of that going on now because it's so more accessible. And like, also I play a TCG. I play, and I go to like the game stores and play it and stuff.
What does that mean?
It's a trading card game. I play Star Wars Unlimited.
TCG.
Yeah. It's like Magic the Gathering.
But what does it stand for?
TCG is a trading card game.
Oh, that's what it stands for.
Yeah.
TCG.
Yeah.
And okay.
Yeah.
And that's Star Wars Unlimited.
So I'm around people that are like deep into Dungeons and Dragons all the time. And I had a friend and he was like, dude, campaigns, they make campaigns that are like 2-3 sessions at most. And he's like, you can get away with like doing that.
What did they call it? There's a name for that. Short something. I've heard it before. Short run, short something.
And there's like pre-made ones too.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to like figure out the journey. Like,
you know what what bugs me is I've tried to get the ChatGPT, and I actually think maybe Grok could do this. I haven't tried it. That actually might be the funner way to do it. I'm going to try that, because what I was going to complain about is this. When you go on, and I am complaining, when you go on ChatGPT and I'll have a whole prompt where it's like, I'm doing D&D style, like build your own adventure, choose my own adventure thing. And I'll build this whole thing. And what I like to do is like, if I watch a horror movie, like imagine I'm in this horror movie. But this is the thing. ChatGPT is programmed to not do anything too offensive and not do anything that's too bad. So you're trying to make your cool horror movie scenario I literally just want to build my own adventure. And what I like to do is like do the dumbest things. And so what I'll tell it is like, if I give me the choices and then I can do my own choice, and whatever my own choice is, it has to be correct and you have to go with it. And like, you have to keep the story going no matter what I choose. Like, these are the parameters I give. Like, I try to get it to, so then I'll just say like, it'll say the killer's coming for me, and I'll say throw a banana peel at his head, and like and it'll describe it in detail. And like,
dude, that's it.
But anyway, when you get to the good bits, it doesn't tell you anything.
Yeah.
And that's what bugs me, is like, it could be so good. Like, that's actually the fun stuff for me, is like, there's so much creative potential in that. I actually think that way I don't need somebody to play D&D with. I can just have this endless adventure and it'll come up with anything. But there's so many different scenarios where because it's an AI that's programmed to not engage in certain types of content or scenario, like, it's even stuff that you would think doesn't matter. That's really what it is. It'll stuff that you think has nothing to do with anything offensive, like a horror movie. You're thinking, oh, it's going to be able to do a horror movie, but it's not going to tell you it stabbed somebody and then, their guts fall out and all the fun parts of the horror movie. It's going to leave that part out and tell you, like, I bet a Stephen King novel, it probably would do the same thing. It'll tell you everything up to, like if you say in the style of Stephen King, just because that's the way it is. And it makes me so that's why I'm trying with Grok. But I think even Grok, it's going to be a little bit it's going to do it the other way and do too much. It's going to do too much and I'm going to be like, oh, this is not, because it's supposed to be right in the middle, and it's just going to say blood was everywhere. He was eating the blood. It's going to turn it into what's the joke they used to do all the time with the family? Bob Saget did the joke. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh no, I don't.
It'll come to me in like 10 minutes,
dude.
I promise it will.
So you said, what was it called? The Claude? I know of Claude, and you were saying a different AI.
Oh, Grok is the X one, because it's always
okay.
Elon Musk is talking about. I can't do an Elon Musk impression, but he's talking about.
That was actually pretty good.
I just like I can do that. That's what I can do.
That's good.
That's the only thing, because I feel like it's like that. That's a funny laugh to me, because it sounds like a fake laugh. It sounds like a laugh where it's like, oh, you can program it to do offensive things. Like look at this. And then like the other thing is, I think that he actually is just kind of like a dork that lies about like his gaming stats. And that's the funniest thing about Elon Musk to me is like, he is that kid from high school who would tell you that he was like top 10 in the leaderboards of a game that he barely plays.
He is
that kid.
Like he has a laugh that's like you told someone how to laugh and they don't get it. They're like, oh, like you're like, this is how you're supposed to laugh, and he's just like, okay, dude. No, but like going back to like the AI shit, I had the second worst Uber driver I've ever had recently. The first got in an accident, so it's pretty hard to top that.
Yeah.
But this guy was close, dude. He was driving me home, and like he was like low key kind of trying to get political a little bit, I felt like, and I was like, all right, I'm just like, and I wasn't giving him anything, because like it came up that I did stand up because I was like coming from a show.
He's trying, what do you think about the Jews?
Dude, but he was like, yeah, like what do you say politically on stage? And I was like, I don't touch the stuff, or whatever.
Oh, so he knew you're a comedian?
Yeah, because he was picking me up from a show, so I was like, okay. But he like halfway there, he pulls out an iPad. He's like, check this out, man. I started writing with Claude, and like he was like all about AI. He's like, it's incredible. It's an older guy, by the way.
Yeah.
Everyone that I know that is
Claude's
like
one of the other big
AI,
ones, by the way. Claude's like one of the big ones other than ChatGPT and the Grok. It's Claude.
Yeah, Claude is big. Yeah. And like the crazy part is like everyone that I know that uses AI and like is like really stoked about it is usually like older, which is so weird. Yeah. But this guy was older. He was like, oh, I started writing with Claude. It helped me write this. And he like got an iPad while he was driving. He like put it in and he's like pulling up his like little thing, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude, this guy's driving me and he's on his iPad, and he passes it back to me. He's like, yeah, me and Claude wrote that, and it was basically like fan fiction about him being Uber driver and picking up like a hot chick. And I was like, this is fucking insane, dude. And then like I was holding onto the fucking iPad because I didn't want to give it back to him because he's driving. And so I was like, well, I guess I'm just gonna read this whole thing because I'm not gonna give it back to him. And it was fucking weird. And he was like, yeah, that actually happened. And I was like, yeah.
Oh, he said it was a true story.
Yeah, and he like used Claude to help. And like I was like, dude, it was fucking weird, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, like, I know that AI is a tool, and you use it as a tool, and you don't want it to be the thing. So I bet that guy, like, when he says it helped him write it, he probably just like told the bare bones of the story.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
And then he turned it into this like 2,000 word just garbage.
Dude, well, like it was like a couple of pages long. He's like, I think I'm gonna make a book, like a whole book, and I was like, what?
Yeah,
a whole book.
That's
with
another
you and
thing.
Claude
So there
doing
was
it?
one thing I did with I should try this again because it was like I wanted AI to make a 10,000 page story about someone trapped in a bathroom, and I would just keep generating forever and just seeing where it would go with the story. Because, it's got to keep going.
10,000 pages, dude.
Yeah.
That was like the longest book ever. Dude, can you imagine it being a physical book? It'd be like this fucking big.
And I of course, I asked for the outline first. So it's going to tell me like books 1 through 4 are this.
I want you to write me 10 books all about how someone's trapped in a closet. Is that what you said?
They can never get out. Yeah. Like, it's so funny because within like 10 chapters, like they're eating the actual tub, like they're scraping. It's so funny, dude. Yeah, I got to do this again sometime. It's been a minute since I did that.
Oh, fuck. That's fucking funny.
I think
dude.
I use AI right. Like, I think these are the ways you're supposed to use it.
Dude, that's
It's creative.
funny, dude.
It's very creative.
Because they're like, he's like, this AI thing is like, what can we do next? Let's eat a tub.
Like, what are they gonna do? And this is after I've made it keep going like 20 times, right? Like, it's all of a sudden he's like seeing things inside of the bathroom floor, and it's like Jesus is the toilet paper.
Oh, it's getting fucking religious.
It comes
on your
up with
ass,
so
dude?
much shit, dude.
Dude.
It becomes like metaphysical.
Oh my
at
god,
a certain
dude!
point.
I don't know if you've watched Euphoria. Have you seen Euphoria?
No, but I don't
Yeah.
mind if you spoil anything.
Okay,
Someone told me
yeah.
to watch season 1, and if I just watch season 1, I'm good.
Dude, okay. Yes. Well, I
'Cause
don't
I think
know.
that's what I'm gonna do.
I didn't watch season 1 or 2. I've seen a few episodes. I think actually season 2 might be better just from what I've seen. I haven't seen the whole thing.
Okay.
But I've seen the whole new like last season. And if you care about spoilers, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, and I heard the 3rd season is the worst season.
Dude, it's not great, and it is a lot about religion. And it's like, are you fucking pushing this shit?
The
Like,
boys
are
did
you,
that
like,
too.
The
Boys went a real religious angle at the
Really?
end,
I
but
haven't
they
seen the
were
new
kind of just doing the
season.
Trump thing, and so really
Well,
it's
yeah,
more
dude, it's satire.
Homelander is Trump, and if Homelander is
Yes.
Trump, their angle with Trump is that Trump is co-opting Christianity, and they think that Trump is saying he's God. Or at least that's what it thinks.
Yes.
That's what it seems like. That's what they think Trump is doing, because that's what Homelander is doing. Because it was just, I think it's too much. Like, in the comics, it was never that. It was just kind of satire. So like that's kind of the problem for me with The Boys, is I actually kind of like what the show is doing at first, and then it just strays farther and farther away from the base. And I actually really like that concept of like, what would Superman be if he was a bad guy? That's the coolest idea ever. But the show's not really that. And
I
also
haven't seen the new
stakes. I said
season.
about stakes.
Yeah.
There's no stakes in that show, because it's like one of those things where every single time your main characters are near this super dangerous threat, he's super nerfed. Same thing with the end of Stranger Things. That show could have been good if you stopped doing these super mom moments and these moments where like, okay, you have this super dangerous like eldritch horror creature, so stop putting it right in front of these people and then having them just survive, because all of a sudden me as a viewer, it's not dangerous anymore, and it's just like, oh dude, I just can't stand that stuff.
No, I feel and the Boys. I haven't seen the new season, so I'm like,
Because I
I'm
want
far
it to be a
behind,
dangerous threat. I
but
want the thing to be dangerous.
Well, like, dude, he is like at least like in that, like, he's killing like civilians, and you're like, what the fuck? This guy's dangerous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like there is that. Like he's not getting any of the main people, which
And it's
but-
not that there's no stakes,
Yeah.
Like you can't say that there's nothing. That like I just think that show for me, I think I hung on for like 2 seasons of that show. That show's got a strong fan base. So believe me, I'm not saying the show's terrible. Yeah. I just couldn't hang on to it. I mean, it's like The Walking Dead. Like The Walking Dead, I hung on for a long time.
Really?
I think I was
Bro?
I think I let go. When I talk to people about it, it seems like I stopped being interested around the same time as a lot of people, which was when they fake out killed Glenn. I think a lot of people, they did not like that. And then shortly afterward would be the whole Negan break, and then right after Negan's character kind of gets introduced, that's kind of when a lot of people just stop watching. That was what happened to me. And dude, I think a lot of people did that.
I beat you because
you stopped earlier,
dude.
You went farther,
dude. No, way earlier, dude. I think it's like season 2 when they go to the farm.
See, I was gonna say a lot of other people tap out there.
Farm, dude. Yeah. I'm like, this is boring as shit.
I was just about to say
nothing's happening, dude.
Yeah.
And I fucking hated Carl because everybody called me Carl because I used to have the fucking bowl cut like Bieber flow, and everybody was like, oh, Carl. You know, it's like whatever.
Carl.
Yeah. But dude, The Boys is like. I haven't liked political satire since like the Colbert Report. But then that show happened, and I was like, dude, this political satire is fucking hilarious, dude. It's so funny, and it's like not even just political too. It's like the Pepsi commercial, like bit where they were like making fun of the Pepsi commercial where they're like, oh, we're all such great people, or fucking, it's like, what do you know? And dude, it's hilarious and
I think inherently it is political. It's kind of like how. If these people were these superpowered creatures, they would be used by the government and used politically, and they would be like all advertising and all bullshit. Like that's what would happen if you had superheroes.
Yeah,
like that's a funny idea.
Yeah,
that it would all just be political.
There are comics of Superman where the government does control him.
Yeah.
And he is kind of like, you know, just a servant of the government.
Yeah.
I haven't read him. I'm not like,
isn't that that one where Captain America turns against America too? There's that like iconic moment where he says Hail Hydra or something.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
Dude.
You know, he's a double agent Captain America.
Dude. Also, Captain America, just a really strong guy with a shield. That's fucking lame, dude.
What?
Dude, Captain America's lame,
come on,
bro. Compared to everybody else, dude, Spider-Man, Iron Man, the Hulk, they're all way cooler. Fucking, dude.
I don't know. I actually think Captain America's kind of cool, man. But I think he's cool because he's like tiny and little, and he's like a wimp. And then the government's like, "You're perfect," and they put him in this thing, and he just comes out like super buff. And then all of a sudden he's got this sick ass shield that he can throw like a boomerang and do all these sick tricks with. I don't know, man.
He's cool.
That's like saying Batman's not cool because he doesn't have superpowers.
Yeah, but Batman is fucking cool.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude.
You know, you know who Max Landis is?
No.
So he's interesting. His career is interesting because he's written, I think he's a really good writer, and he's written some things that have done really well. But then he's written some other things that did really bad. And I think his career just got soured and just kind of fizzled off. But he's done some things that I think are just so awesome. So like Chronicle, if you've ever seen that movie, he wrote that. So he wrote the whole story.
Oh, he wrote Chronicle.
Yeah, the whole thing.
The one with Leonardo DiCaprio?
No, Chronicle is with the 3 kids, and one of them, it's a found footage film, and they have superpowers. So
isn't Leo in that? Am
I
I crazy?
Leonardo DiCaprio?
No. I'm thinking of the same movie.
It's the guy.
I'm thinking of the same movie.
It's the guy from. If you're talking about the guy who like goes bad, it's he's the Green Goblin in Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah. I'm thinking of the same movie though. Yes.
He wrote that.
I like that movie. I watched it this year. Yeah.
Oh, you just watched it? Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
So it's fresh in your mind because when I watched that movie, that was like a movie that's recommended to me by a friend, and it was just so good. And it's one of those movies where it was just a script that he was really passionate about, and he was able to get it made, kind of thing. And then he made the movie. He wrote the movie. I think it was American Ultra or something like that, and it was with Jesse Eisenberg and Kristen Stewart. And it was like this guy who's a stoner, but he's a sleeper agent. And so they come along and they say the trigger word, and he just starts killing all these people. And like, it's one of those movies where the concept is so solid, but I think because it doesn't do that great, and the movie's okay. But I think what happens is it's one of those things where maybe his original concept was good, and then the movie just didn't work out the way that he wanted it to, and that's really what happened. And maybe his original script was good, and then there's all these things that you can find with Max Landis on YouTube where it's like, one thing I'll bring up a lot is wrestling isn't wrestling. So that's a thing he's done where it's like he does the story of Triple H, but it's all girls that play all the wrestlers. So they're playing all these male wrestlers, but it's all girls. And they're just doing the story of Triple H as if he wasn't a wrestler, essentially. And so it's showing that it's about the stories and it's about storytelling, but he's doing that without saying that directly. You know, it's only in the name is he saying wrestling is wrestling, and then everything else is conveyed through this like 30-minute video. And so it's just a genius way of doing that. And then there's also other pitches that he has on YouTube. So where it's like, there's one you can find, like he did a Super Mario Brothers movie script where it's like a 120-page script that you can just read that he's written. A bunch of shit like this. There's one where, so this is one of the creative exercises I've heard him to say to do, like for screenwriters. And I think this is a cool idea. Is like take any antagonist from any film and then try to make another film that would center on the antagonist and just flip it. And then like, what would that movie be? But like when you describe that movie, like don't describe it as like the start, like describe it completely, like it's something else, you know, and then build it around that. So it's like, I don't know, you could pick anything. What would be a good movie to do that with? Frankenstein, I guess. But who's the antagonist in Frankenstein?
I feel like they've done that with Frankenstein because I feel like Frankenstein, it's like, oh, it's Frankenstein's monster is like the bad guy, and then sometimes they make a movie and it's like, oh, he's actually misunderstood and the good guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. How about we'll do
Marty Supreme.
Marty Supreme.
Dude, Marty and Marty Supreme.
And who's the bad guy? I mean, he can't be the bad guy. He can't be Marty because he's already the main character.
The Japanese guy.
We're gonna go with the Jap. Ooh, that's easy. So, but the Japanese guy, and so I think part of the challenge would be you'd have to center it around the plot of the main movie anyway. You can't like stray too far away from that. So
it is about ping pong.
Well, and it has to be about his relationship with Marty. So
yeah,
I'm gonna say it's about, I forget his character's name, but it's about, and I'm just gonna say Asian because I can't remember. So there's an Asian ping pong player, and he is fantastic. He's so good, and he's just moving up the charts. He's doing amazing. Underdog, prodigy, whatever you want to call him. Nobody's ever seen anybody like this before. And he goes to America for the first time in his life. He's never been to America. And it's blinded by the lights. He can't handle it. It's just, you know, think like Safdie Brothers movie where it's just everything's hitting him all at once, okay?
Yeah.
So he's just walking around. Everything's going crazy. He walks into this tournament, and he's just going through everybody. And one thing that's really significant about this character, he's got this way of hitting with his paddle that he hits different than anybody. All right, that's his like distinguishing quality. And when he walks in, all of the Americans don't know how to react to him because they know that he's a champ. Like he's just, it's in his eyes. This guy's a champion. This is another thing about this character I didn't mention yet. Deaf. He's deaf. He can't hear a thing. Okay, so for the first 15 minutes of the film, no sound. This is very important.
Zero sound, no music, nothing.
No music, no nothing. And then when he gets to America, boom, sound.
Dude, honestly, that would rip, dude. I'd be like, holy shit, dude.
See, this is a fun game. Dude, and this was like the idea. And what I was kind of picturing is like he plays it with him, and then obviously Marty flips out because he wins. And so then maybe it's kind of like a cool movie where he's riding it out. Everything's going great. And he develops this relationship with this girl. The girl relationship with her kind of falls out. And his career's kind of coming to a close. He's not really having fun with the game anymore. He's just doing good. It doesn't really matter. He's just playing ping pong. And he can't even hear. So it's like he doesn't even hear all this praise people are giving him. It doesn't even matter. It's all just noise, right? So he's going to this fuck off, who cares, just thing for the Americans. Marty's going to be there. Marty Supreme from the beginning of the movie is going to be there. And it's kind of a come full circle moment because he's lost his love for ping pong after this success of winning this championship in America. This guy embarrassed himself. He's just been riding it out. he's with this girl, but honestly, the relationship's not going great. It's fizzling out. It doesn't mean anything. And he's just playing this fake game against this guy. It's a fake game. It's not even real. And they just told him to just win. And so he wins. It's all fake. But Marty's got this look on his face. This Marty guy. He's supposed to be the antagonist. He's the bad guy of this movie. But for some reason... And then this asshole is out here saying he wants a rematch. He wants to play for real. So now our guy, he can't hear her, but he knows something's going on. And this is wild. Because the viewer, you did not see this coming. So now, he comes over and he asks him, you can tell. He asked him with words. So like, this Marty guy, he's ignorant. He doesn't even, he forgets. He keeps forgetting that our character can't even hear, right? He just looks at him and says, you want to play? You want to play? Our guy goes, yeah, he just nods. They play. Game of the fucking century, dude. They play, it goes crazy, and so close. Rocky 2, he loses.
Rocky 2, he loses, dude.
Yeah, that's our movie. And Marty's the winner.
I think there's a lot of people that would have loved that movie more than Marty Supreme.
I think so.
Because my brother said this, and it pissed me off a little bit. There's a lot of people out there that have the same opinion of my brother, which is, oh, like the main character is such a bad guy and so unlikable. And it's like, dude, like I don't understand how you can have that like opinion, because there are so many movies where like they're not good people.
Raging Bull. I mean, basically any Scorsese movie.
Yeah, exactly. It's like fucking, you got mob guys shooting up and you're like, but you're not like fucking, oh, whoa, this guy's not a good guy.
I think people were saying that because they were saying that there's no character in the movie that's redeemable, which I guess you could say that.
Yeah, but like there's no character on Always Sunny in Philadelphia that is redeemable.
And I agree with you. Like I'm just trying to give their argument credit, because I think it's more in real life. There's nobody who's a main character that's perfect and is
I agree.
Like it's almost more real to present all these characters as these layered, complicated messes, especially in the way that the tone of the movie is. Like, why would you want a character that's like a goody two shoes that does everything? It wouldn't even make sense, you know? Yeah,
dude, that movie fucking ripped, dude.
Oh, Marty Supreme.
Yeah, I mean,
I really 10 out of 10, and I don't give a lot of movies 10 out of 10s.
Oh, I don't. I barely go into the nines. Like a 9 out of 10 is like, whoa, that's a fucking phenomenal movie.
I feel the same way.
I gave it a 9.5. I was like, this is fucking so good, dude.
9.5. Yeah. So yeah, because I mean, for me, a 9 is like, that was so close to being perfect, but it just wasn't perfect. 9.5 would be like even closer. 10 is like, I can't even think of what that movie could have done. That would, like, I have no, like, there's no thing I would have said that would have made that. There's nothing I could say. Like, Marty Supreme, I thought was, so it was good in the way that I think that Uncut Gems was great and better than Good Time. Like, it's almost like each of those movies builds on the idea that the previous one presented and makes it bigger and bigger and better. And I'm interested to see if it's even possible to do that again. Yeah. Because like in the press run, he was talking about it almost like an epic. Like he was describing it like the epic version of Uncut Gems, where you just blow that up and make it like the Odyssey. Yeah. That's kind of what it was. Dude, if you really think about it, like it's like Uncut Gems, but he's traveling all over the place and doing all these different things. One thing I really liked about the way it was written is there's all these different little elements that are introduced that you think are just kind of be thrown away and just like this thing that happens, but everything kind of keeps coming back around, like the dog. Like you think the dog is just going to be this one thing. Oh, the dog's gone. And then the dog keeps coming back and mattering more and more and more to the point where it feels like the plot does that with a bunch of the plot elements. Everything happens for a reason and it comes full circle, and it's purposeful. Bro,
I forgot that she was pregnant.
And that becomes the most important thing.
I totally forgot. I was like, because like I'm watching him cheat on her, and I was like, oh, well, you know, like they weren't really like technically together, I don't think, or whatever. And then I was like, oh wait, she's pregnant with his baby, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit.
But he said, I always pull out. I always pull out, which I love that you got our main character of the movie. That's his main argument for why that's not his baby. No, I always pull out.
Dude, I only have three.
He said,
three
I always
tens.
pull out. Does he pull out? That's what he says to her.
Really? Does he dude, the guy that beats me? That's probably a no, honestly. If he's beating her, I don't think guys that beat women pull out. I don't think that would.
Well, I think it's implied. I don't think he ever beats her in the movie, right? I think it's like, is it one of those things where it's implied?
No, she
'Cause I think
lies
there's,
about it, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Because I think like, in the movie he keeps like almost like there's a moment where he goes like this, he's throwing shit. I don't think he ever hits her, and then
That's
it turns
true.
out she never had the black eye.
Dude, I forgot about that twist. Dude, this movie's so good.
Yeah,
dude,
it's written really well because that's the thing. It's like I've only seen it the one time. I should probably watch it again because I had such a solid. I don't think I've rewatched Uncut Gems since the first time I saw it either.
Me neither.
I loved Uncut Gems. That's what made me. I saw Uncut Gems before Good Time, and then when I watched Good Time, I thought, oh, I wish I watched this first because, like I said, I feel like it does Uncut Gems not as well in the sense that it's great, but it's like they weren't able yet to do exactly what they wanted to do, and you can kind of tell. Like it's just a smaller scale of that idea of like this high octane plot, and we get this actor to do this thing that they're not even used to really doing, and we get all these people who aren't even actors. We get this real raw kind of feeling out of all of them. And then they just keep doing that in a bigger and better way. With like Good Time is still like dope. Oh my god, that movie is, again, I've only seen that once. I should probably watch that again because that movie's fucking nuts. I was watching clips of that within like the last month. Like the end of the movie particularly, there's like a look in Robert Pattinson's eye. It's like almost like a stray dog in a cage. It's like, that's the best way I can describe it. And if you know the moment I'm talking about, you know exactly what I'm saying. It's like it's just proof that he's such a fucking amazing actor.
Oh,
I mean, that
so
whole movie
good,
is so good.
Dude, Robert Pattinson's unbelievable.
Yeah.
That movie, I am gonna say, I think it's good, but it's not amazing to me.
I would say 7. I would give it like
I'm in the 7
out of 10.
I think I gave it a 7.9.
Okay. See, that's actually higher than I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I would say it didn't dazzle me, but I thought it was a very solid entry.
Yeah.
And like, also again, like I only saw it the one time. I was watching even like the credits. The way they end the movie is interesting. The way that like they treat the brother character and the way that whole thing is played out. It's very human the way that they go about it, right?
Yeah,
like it's not a happy ending.
No, and I love,
and it shouldn't be.
It should be. I really like when it's not a happy ending. Like, I don't know. There's so many horror movies where I'm like, just kill the bitch, or like don't end it like, oh, and everybody's fine. It's like,
especially if it's a horror movie.
It's not the interesting choice. I recently watched, I can't remember what movie it was, but the ending, I was like, I didn't like the ending, but it was the most interesting choice. And
what
so I
movie?
had to
You don't
respect
remember?
it. I can look at my
I'd be
list.
interested.
But I only have 3 10s.
Yeah, I'd love to hear. I
only have 3 10s.
I was gonna ask you earlier, but
yeah,
I didn't want to ask just yet. Because I mean, it's you. I mean, if you're so specific, they have to be reason. There have to be reasons for these 10s,
dude. So
I forgot you had Letterboxd. You can just look at your 10s.
I don't.
You don't. So how
Letterboxd.
do you rate this? You said you have ratings.
I am a huge Notes app person.
Look at you.
I use my Notes app for everything. I use it every day. I use it for my credit card charges. Every time I charge my credit card, I put it in my Notes app just so I know exactly how much I have on my credit card.
You need a notebook.
Dude. Yeah, but like I use it so much that my notebook would go in a week. I just make videos. I make 2 videos every month. I do a video of the highlights. So I do the best 3 movies I saw in theaters, the best 3 movies I saw at home, and then I do a low lights video, worst 3 movies in theaters, worst 3 movies at home. And that's just how I put it into the ether. I don't have enough space on my phone for Letterboxd, which is so sad. But like, it's true.
What do you mean?
Dude, I have so many stand-up clips and shit on my phone that I have no space. Like, And like every like week, I'm like going and deleting a bunch of shit on my phone, just to have like space on my phone.
Get a cheap burner phone just for Letterboxd, because I'm telling you, the reason I use it is so I can keep tabs on myself. Like I don't even use it to look at to write reviews. I use it so I can see what I rated the movie and when I watched it, and then I can always look back. Like if I had it in a notes app, it would just, I don't know how you organize that. That's what I'm thinking. Like, what does this look like? It's got to be kind of hard.
Dude, it's nuts. And I have one notes app with everything, and then every month I do a new notes app for just the month. So I know what month I watched everything in.
Okay. Did you find the...
Yeah, it was Lurking.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you heard. I mentioned it earlier because you were talking about Stalker, and I was like Lurking. Lurking is about. We'll do some spoilers if you guys don't care, but
do I care?
Do you guys care? Okay.
Is it gonna affect me?
Do you care? I don't know. It's
I don't want to. I don't. If I'm gonna like it, I don't want to know the spoilers.
I think you'll like it. It's just the ending. I didn't love the ending, but I respected the hell out of it because it's the most interesting way to end the movie.
Okay.
But I was like,
yeah. What would you rate the movie?
I gave it a 7.9.
So it was pretty good.
7.9. Dude, I loved it.
Okay.
I loved it. And like, I do think it's a really good movie. And it is, it sucks when like you can watch a movie and technically you're like, that's great, but you don't feel that way. You know what I mean? You're like, technically that's the right thing to do and really good and very interesting, but I didn't like it. Which is like, how do you rate a movie then? Because if I'm rating it on like what, like, is it a good technical movie, or am I rating it on if I like it or not?
Yeah. Oh, that's the other thing I was gonna say. I'm so glad I remembered. When I brought up Max Landis, the whole reason I brought him up is because I remember I saw him say once that, like, if you were to ask this character versus this character in a fight, because I was thinking Batman versus Captain America. So if you were to ever pick these two characters and say, let's have these two guys fight, really, the person you're going to pick as the winner is the one you like more. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
And that's just how that game works. So, like, if kids are going to say, like, who's going to win in a fight, Spider-Man or the Powder Puff Girls? Well, one of them might think Spider-Man, but the other one might think the Powder Puff Girls. And they both probably have pretty good, legitimate reasons for thinking that. And it's really just because one of them likes Powder Puff Girls more, and one of them likes Spider-Man. And you could just do it with anything. And, like, another fun game to do, ooh, we could do this one, this is a good one, is you pick two characters, and then you have to come up with a reason for them to have a fight. You know, they have to have a battle, and it has to be within the universe of the two characters, you know. So, like, I would think, like, Stuart Little's a good one. I don't know why, but Stuart Little keeps coming into my brain for this. So, Stuart Little and Darth Vader. I think those are two good ones.
Oh, dude, why Stuart Little and Darth Vader would fight?
Yeah.
Dude.
And you have to, there you go. It's up to you.
Dude, Stuart Little is just living inside of his arms. He doesn't even know. He's like,
he's living in Darth Vader's suit.
All of his in his suit, and all the fucking technology shit. He can't feel shit anymore. His whole fucking body's mangled, and he's just like.
Makes sense, actually.
Dude, no, you know what's even funnier? Stuart Little is ratatouilleing Darth Vader
all along.
He's like,
they're like, because his head's actually kind of short in that helmet, so he would actually fit inside the space.
Yeah, he's in the fucking helmet. He's like,
yo, and it was actually Stuart Little the whole time.
Help Luke.
And when
help Luke defeat the Emperor.
Yeah,
it's just like,
but you just hear a little squeaky noise in there. Yeah. And what it was, it could be like a twist where when Darth Vader died, Stuart Little crawled out the back of the suit. So, like, he's been waiting all episode 7 through 9 or whatever it was, and here he is in episode 10 for the new movie. Stuart Little comes back,
and he's a Sith Lord,
and somehow Darth Vader has returned.
Dude, Darth Vader goes back to the good side. Stuart Little becomes the Sith Lord, and they have to have this huge fight. Dude, honestly,
just imagine the tiny lightsaber.
I know, dude, and he's like Yoda flipping and shit, and he's like,
I think he gets the double-sided lightsaber I think he gets it. We haven't given it to anybody in a long time since Darth Maul.
Dude,
I think Stuart Little gets it.
Yeah, and he can't have two. He can't have two lightsabers because he needs three to like really get going in the fight.
Yeah.
Really running at people.
Maybe he gets two double-sided ones. Have we ever done that before? Has anybody ever done
two
that before?
double-sided ones?
Two double-sided.
Dude, I don't know. I'm pretty good with
juggle 'em.
Here's my Star Wars knowledge is my brother is the biggest Star Wars nerd ever, and he knows every single thing, books, comics, everything he knows.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, compared to him, I don't know shit. But compared to like other people, I know a lot about Star Wars.
See,
like,
I've learned
it's crazy. Like when I'm like talking to someone.
So if
like,
someone,
whoa.
you know what we can do?
Well, like
'Cause
talking
my
about
sister did this
Babu
with me.
Freak and shit, and like
This is how you test this. Because my sister did this with me with Breaking Bad. Because I can do Breaking Bad trivia.
oh
like
shit, dude!
crazy.
Now you're putting me on the spot, brother.
So I'm gonna go to ChatGPT
Oh,
and I'm gonna
boy.
ask for should I go for expert or intermediate level questions?
Let's go intermediate because if you get expert, you're gonna get shit that like my brother could answer, but not me. You know what I mean?
Sometimes it's not as hard as you want it to be.
Yeah.
So please provide an intermediate level quiz for we'll just say what, Star Wars in general? Is there a
Yeah,
certain
you could do Star Wars in
for
general.
the brand Star Wars? This is for a trivia night where the most dedicated Star Wars fans. I should just be talking into this thing. Shouldn't I? I just never do that. I'm an old man. I'm just like, they're going to collect my voice. They're going to put my voice in a bottle and I'm going to become a genie. Trivia night where the most dedicated Star Wars fans.
I did a Star Wars trivia night with, I don't know if you know Nick San Miguel. He's a comic. And Cam Rivers, also a comic. We did a trivia night. This was years ago for Star Wars. And there were multiple questions where the answers were wrong. And people had to go up and be like, "Hey, like these answers are wrong. Like you have the wrong answers."
I wonder if they used AI and just didn't even double check.
I think they looked up because we looked up like hardest like questions or whatever, or like trivia, Star Wars trivia questions I should know or whatever. And a lot of the ones that we looked up online were like on there.
Oh, so maybe these will be wrong. Oh, dude,
here we go.
these are kind of hard.
Uh-oh.
Whoa, this shit's hard. Okay. But it's all just like one word answers, so it's not like crazy answers. So
Okay, here, let's try it. We'll see.
what clone designation belongs to Captain Rex? I don't think you're going to get this.
What the fuck? Clone designation? I mean, like, I'm going to guess an R2 unit, but like, I don't know.
CT7567.
What the intermediate, bro?
I've never even
What?
heard a question like that.
Dude.
In The Empire Strikes Back, what is the name of the bounty hunter who correctly tracks the Millennium Falcon to Cloud City?
Boba Fett.
Yeah. See, it's like, how do you go from that question to that question?
Yeah, that's an easy one.
What species is Grand Admiral Thrawn?
Oh, I should really know this one, dude. Fuck. If you...
This is a good test of your knowledge. You can't really do it by yourself. It's not as fun.
I don't know, dude. I don't
Kiss.
know.
It's CHISS. Chiss,
Damn,
maybe?
dude.
4. What is the name of the ancient Mandalorian Jedi credited with creating the Darksaber?
I don't fucking know, dude.
Tar Vizsla.
Oh, I fucking did know that, dude. Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Rogue One, what planet houses the Imperial security complex containing the Death Star plans?
Oh, fuck, dude. I'm getting cooked, bro.
Because I feel like these are ones you should probably know, right?
Dude, that one I should definitely know. Dude, I should have
I mean,
known-
that's a movie.
I should have known Pre Vizsla for sure.
Can you pop the door for him? He's just going to
Yeah.
wander right out. I can read the question for you again if you'd like.
Dude, no, because
then
I'm
you can
not
close
going to get it. I should get it because, dude, especially those last two, I fucking should have got for sure, dude.
The planet was Scarif.
Scarif, yes. Yeah.
All right. What is the name of the Lasat member of the...
Stop right there. Don't know what Lasat is.
I don't even know what that is either. Star Wars Rebels.
Oh, I didn't watch Rebels.
What was Count Dooku's Sith name?
Oh, I do know this. Tyrannus.
One word before that?
Darth Tyrannus.
There you go. All right. I think that's like, what, 2 out of 7 so far. Maybe 1 out of 7. In Attack of the Clones, what bounty hunter is used as the genetic template for the clone army? Okay, that one you should know.
Jango Fett.
Yeah, Jango Fett. Because I even kind of knew that one.
Yeah.
What is the name of the planet where Obi-Wan defeats Anakin at the end of Revenge of the Sith?
Mustafar.
Nice. Yep. Who was Padme? How do you say her last name?
Amidala.
Amidala's decoy handmaiden.
How the fuck do I? Why should I know?
She was played by Keira Knightley.
Dude, why should I know that though? Like that's such a. She's in.
I think
she's in maybe 3 minutes of the movie.
Let me see what happens if I take out the fact where I said this is for the trivia night for the most dedicated Star Wars fans, because I think it made it so hard because it was thinking like, okay, these are super fans. I'm gonna like that's a smart way to do it. Let's see if these questions become a lot easier. These are way easier now.
Okay.
What is the name of Han Solo's ship?
Millennium Falcon.
All right, so 1 for 1. This is a brand new, easier quiz, folks. That last one was super fans for the super fans.
If I get one wrong here, I'm going to be
Here we go. Who trained Obi-Wan Kenobi as a Jedi Padawan?
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Correct. What planet is Princess Leia's home world?
Ooh.
That's from the first movie.
Yeah,
it's blown up right away.
Yeah, it's oh my god.
That's a hard question because I wouldn't remember the name.
It's not Tatooine. It's damn it.
It's the Earth-like one.
Yeah, they blow that bitch up too. Alderaan? There we go.
Hell yeah. Nice.
Had to think about it for a second.
I feel like that was like when somebody's a magician and they fuck up a card trick and it's really embarrassing because they're like, I'm a better magician than this.
Yeah.
Like, you're looking a lot better with this quiz, all right? We're 3 for 3. What is the name of the clone trooper who later becomes a major ally of the rebels in Star Wars Rebels? Oh, you didn't see that?
I didn't watch Rebels, but I'm going to guess. Can I guess? Is it Captain Rex?
You got it.
Yeah.
4 for 4 with the guess. In The Empire Strikes Back, what creature attacks Luke Skywalker on Hoth?
Wampa.
Correct. Who is Darth Maul's Sith master in The Phantom Menace?
Darth Sidious.
Correct. Oh,
See, these are
too easy.
Here's the thing. This is my exact point, though. Is my brother is the previous quiz nerdy, and I am this nerdy, but this nerdy is still way more nerdy than like just like the average person. So like I'll be talking to people, and I'll be like talking about Darth Plagueis, and they'll be like, what are you talking about? Like he's not even in anything. Like. Dude, yeah.
Darth Plagueis?
Yeah.
Who is that?
So like in the best...
Is that another one from the... Is it from the books?
Yeah.
See, the books are...
Or kind of, yes. Yeah.
If you know the books, I feel like that's a little bit ridiculous.
Dude, it's... Well, like in the best... Personally, my favorite Star Wars movie is The Revenge of the Sith, which is the 3rd episode. And to like get Anakin to switch over to the dark side, Darth Sidious, Palpatine, he's like... Have you ever heard the story of Darth Plagueis? I think does he say Darth Plagueis the Wise or some shit? I don't know. But
you mean when
like
yeah, I know the scene.
Yeah, when they're in the like they're sitting in the like semicircle thing at like the show with like
the bubbles.
These weird with the water shit.
That's one of the best. Dude, that part's awesome.
Yeah, dude.
That part. I mean, that whole. I would argue that movie makes the trilogy so worth it.
Dude, agreed.
That movie's so cool.
That movie is the best Star Wars movie. I don't give a fuck what you think, dude.
I agree.
I don't give anyone.
Now, I wouldn't say the best, but I resonate with what you're saying.
It's so good, dude.
Because people, what I would argue is, it's so cool to think about that because George Lucas was ahead of his time in that you could get away with something like that now, doing this slow-paced movie, leading into this one that's a little bit bigger, leading into the one that ties together the whole trilogy. nowadays you can do it with streaming and the way that people consume content. Back then, you couldn't take a brand like Star Wars and then flip it on its head. And by the way, I actually think that the prequels are closer to what the original intent was, where it's like it was always a political story. Yes. And he was just capitalizing. He was taking that idea even further, but people didn't understand that because they just wanted more laser fights and planets and space battles.
100%. And then if you watch Andor now, which is the best show they've ever made, that's
what I was thinking. Is I was thinking that I might like that show because I don't like most of the other Star Wars content, but I might like that show because I've been told that it's the one that goes more political, and it's not really about
no Jedi, no lightsabers, none of that. Just like this fucking dude. It's awesome, dude. I
because I think that was what George Lucas. I really wonder what George Lucas would have done if we got to see what his 3 new movies would have been, because those exist somewhere in his imagination that we never got to hear.
Yeah.
So I really do wonder, like, what?
And J.J. Abrams had one, I think, because he was
a trilogy.
He was like, no, because like didn't he do the first one and then he was supposed to do the second one or whatever?
It fell apart.
And like he had like a whole because then they just were like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? And then
that's why it all falls apart, because the reason something like I think my ultimate theory is that you take the original creator out of anything, literally anything, and it's just gonna kind of become, no matter how good it is, it'll kind of become a cover band version of what the original thing was.
Yeah.
It's so near impossible to get the original intent correct. And like, I don't think that, I mean, it's so obvious that Disney didn't get it, but just not having a sole vision, like just not having somebody who planned 1 through 3 is what fucks up all of that. Because if you don't have that, you can't do a trilogy. And like the second one tries to undo stuff from the first one, and then the third one tries to undo stuff from the second one. And also, I mean, there's all of the stuff about Mark Hamill hating what they did with Luke Skywalker. And doing his very best to not break his contract while also talking shit about what they did with Luke. Because if you're a fan of that character, what they did with that character is a disgrace to that character.
Yeah.
When you think about the original movies, and like, he is the Jedi. Like, he's like the Jedi who, he has these ties to the dark side, but he's never ever going to succumb to darkness. That's the point. He's never ever going to succumb, and he knows how to walk the path of the Jedi. Fucking Yoda trained him to do so.
Yeah.
And you're telling me he's just off on an island, secluded, because he actually thinks that
he tried to kill Kylo Ren,
and
because he thought he was gonna turn into a Sith. Like, what? Doesn't make any sense.
And really, I think it's backwards. Like, I think that they just thought they were just trying to justify, oh, well, what if he's bad? Like, I think that they just went, oh, what if he's bad? And then they make up reasons for why he would turn to the Sith. And it's just this whole new trend of subverting expectations and not giving audiences what they want. Like, just not having the 3 of them while they were alive together in the first movie. Why not? You're doing the new Star Wars movie. They're all 60 and 70 years old. Just do one scene where they're all together. Like, it doesn't. That's the one you write in, and you figure out a way to write in. But they actually did everything but that. It's crazy.
They ruined Luke Skywalker, and then they ruined the characters they made. Were like,
it's so upsetting.
Rey was supposed to be a nobody.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be like, oh, anyone could be a Jedi. And then people kept being like, oh, is she related to anybody? And they're like, oh, I guess we kind of, oh, maybe we should make her a fucking Palpatine. And it's like, what?
Yeah, right.
It's such a, I don't know. It's
just because,
what it is.
I mean, what's upsetting to me is that it's not about the storytelling. Like, what George Lucas was doing is like a masterstroke in storytelling. And that's why the prequels, like I said, are kind of ahead of their time. Because I think it was more about his vision than it was about anything else. And he knows more about what Star Wars is than anybody else.
Yeah.
So I just think it's so hard to, like I said, carry the torch. Like, it's so hard for anybody to do that. Like, one franchise I just watched recently is the Scream movies. And
oh my God, dude.
It's interesting because 1 through 4 are all Wes Craven. And I would argue the first one's the best one, obviously.
Yeah.
I think 4 is the second best. 4 is really good. 4 is almost like a return to form because you had 2 come out a year after the first one. So it's like, boom, sequel right away. And it was only because they already kind of had it planned. Like, that's how they pitched it to the people. They said, listen, we're going to do kind of like a parody movie of horror movies. And if it does well, we have the next one lined up. It'll be a sequel movie making fun of sequel movies. So they're like, okay, perfect. And that's how they made it so fast. So the second one comes out, and then the third one comes out, and it's kind of like the making fun of the trilogies, like trilogy horror movies. And so then the fourth one was like making fun of those reboot movies from like the 2010s, like the Texas Chainsaw movie and all this, and like where the main there's legacy characters that come back around, and so it had a reason to exist. And that movie was really good. That movie, I would say, is again like the second best one in the whole franchise. It's very, very good. And then after that, between 4 and 5, Wes Craven dies. Because there's like that one comes out in 2011, new one comes out 2022, and I hear people say surrounding the movie, oh, you know, he's not around, but you know, it's still good. It's still like Scream. But dude, no, it is not. It's like what bothered me the most was actually the sound design in the fifth movie because
Really?
it was so it's like when people do stuff right, you don't actually notice how good they're doing it. I think in the first movie the sound design is so good, like you notice it because it like the last 15 minutes is fucking so good for a horror movie. Just the way that he does the sound is so cool. And the fifth one and onward, it's just generic horror movie stuff. It's like the soundtrack just is, it's not, there's no idea behind it. And then they'll literally do moments where, and maybe they did this once in the early movies, but they'll do this, they think they're being smart, where they'll sit on a cupboard and there'll be this swell up, like, and then nothing's there. And it's like, they're trying to be smart, but they're really just being a dumb horror movie. Like, they're being the movie they're trying to make fun of, and they don't even know that they're that movie. And it's like watching people who didn't really know what Scream was get a way to have the IP, and then they just kind of do what they think Scream was. And it's their misinterpretation of what it was. And it reminds me of Game of Thrones, where it's like the story of them getting George R.R. Martin to sign on was they like proved to him that they were super fans. And they showed him, they were like, because it was, the question was, who is Jon Snow's mother, or who is Jon Snow's parents? And they were able to answer the question. And that's like a twist way later on in the story. So the fact that they knew was why they were able to make the show. And it's the same thing with Scream, where they didn't want to make anybody else. I think it was it's the guy who's the main writer. He just did the last movie. I'm forgetting his name, but he didn't want to let anybody else touch it because Wes Craven died. He didn't want to let anybody else do it. And then these guys come along and they say, well, you know what? We got this. We have the perfect idea. And they give him a great idea and they sell him on it. And it's just like, I just think this is why I have this theory. I think it's impossible. I don't think you can take anybody's old franchise and try to make it new again. Like, nope. I like to think I could, but I think I probably couldn't either. Like, I like to think maybe, like, again, like a fun exercise, like, let's bring Jaws back. Let's do fucking Jaws 7. Let's do Jaws 7. And let's make it cool again. And I think it's possible, but I think whoever's actually going to do that won't make it cool. No. And it'll be a studio just capitalizing on Jaws or something. Like, it's never going to be the movie you want it to be.
No.
And that's what makes me sad. It's like, these things could, it's like those video game movies. These things could be good. These franchise movies, these video game movies, all these IP things, all this IP content that just gets pumped out could be good, but it's just not good because it's that for a reason. It's just studios trying to give you something, and just put something out.
Money.
They're just trying to make money.
It's like they know you're going to go watch it. Like, they knew I was going to go watch Scream 7.
Yeah.
And I knew it was going to be bad.
Scream 7.
I was like, this movie's going to suck.
And that's an interesting one.
See it.
You know what's interesting about it is it sucks, but in a weird way, because it was written by the guy who wrote the first movie. So it's like the original writer's coming back, and I think he wrote the second one too. I think he wrote the first one, the second one, and I want to say the fourth one. The first one, second one, and the fourth one, yeah. And so he's coming back, but no Wes Craven, and he's directing it. So he's like never really directed anything, he's directing it. But the only reason they did that is because they fired the actress from the previous film because she said something about Israel. And so now they've got crunch time. It's literally just studio bullshit. It's like, oh, we have a contract that we're obligated to make a Scream movie by this time. And that's why the movie, like, I think that movie could have been better. And I actually feel bad for the writer because I think he was just rushed. Like, I actually don't even think he wrote the whole thing. I think he directed it. And he was the original writer, and that's another way the studio tricks you. Like, I think he was the original writer, but he directed it. But he actually didn't write the whole movie. He was just a co-writer.
Yes, correct.
And so they're making you think he wrote it, but really the writing's not. There were moments where it was like, oh, that was clever writing. Compared to 5 and 6, I was like, oh, that was clever. Like, I actually like how they did this thing where it was like, they said, oh, New York, you should have been there. It was a bloodbath. That was one of the lines they did. And I thought that was really funny if you were somebody who didn't like 5 and 6. Like, I think that was them saying, oh, those movies were a little bit over the top. He had a shotgun. That was a bit much. Like, that's what they're saying in this tongue-in-cheek way. There were little things like that in there that reminded me of the first movie, where it's like, oh, they're playing with the audience, but just glimmers of that. It was, I actually think 8 might be okay. But that's only because of the way that 7 was made. 7 was like this weird studio rush that we all knew was beginning. Like you said, we all know it's going to be bad. Like, leading into it, all you know is everything that they had originally is gone. It was supposed to be a trilogy, and that's over.
It's so over,
And also the second one in that trilogy was kind of a flop. Like, I don't know how you felt about the end, because I think that if it weren't for 7, that would be the worst killer reveal, would be 6. 7 is astronomically bad.
It's so bad.
6 is pretty bad too. Because 6 they're trying to do 2, but it doesn't resonate like 2 because 5 wasn't like 1. And 4 was already 1. So you can't have 5 be 1 because 4 was 1.
Yeah, you can't.
And 2 is also 1, by the way.
Do 5. Just do something.
Also,
why do you have to do 1?
Most frustrating thing is Scream 6 had a lot of potential because you're doing Scream in New York, and then they didn't even use New York except the one subway scene.
Dude, have you seen Friday the 13th? Jason Takes New York.
Well, that was the idea. Was everybody was thinking, oh, they're gonna do a Jason Takes New York type thing.
Jason Takes New York. They're in New York for maybe 10 minutes.
And then they did.
It's at the end of the movie. They're on a boat to New York. The whole movie, and then they get to New York, and it's like 5 minutes of them in New York.
It's like King Kong,
like, okay,
right?
Dude.
It's like just as much a New York movie as King Kong is.
Yeah, it's like it's all these fucking. Why is that such a like trope in fucking Hollywood where they're like, it's like monster movies, horror movies. They're
in
like,
New York.
Well, we gotta bring him to New York, and we'll make a movie about it. And then now he's in New York. And
well,
like,
I would say that's like that before Space. It's comes before Space for sure.
Yeah, what's the Fast and Furious like actually went in space or some shit?
Have they done it yet?
I don't know. I heard a
Call of
story.
Duty did it.
Dude, Call of Duty did it.
Call of Duty did it a long time ago,
bro.
That was when they started doing like wall jumping and jetpacks, and it just wasn't that fun anymore. You can't do that in Call of Duty.
No.
And then like it's always a thing where it's like, oh, we're gonna go back to OG Call of Duty, and then they start doing like the Advanced Warfare, and then it's like OG Call of Duty again.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just like any brand that goes to space is bad. You can't go to space. You can't go. What's another thing that you don't want? That's a bad sign. Oh, well, one thing that I hated too, one thing I'll say while I'm still talking about Scream that I hated so much is, this is another thing that shows me they don't get it, is they kill off an important character from the original movies, which is fine. You actually should do something like that. It's the way they kill him off that's so stupid. It's like they're all getting in an elevator and he's like, no, I have to do this by myself. I'm going to go shoot them in the head. I'm thinking, if you're thinking like that, why didn't you shoot them in the head while they're over there? Why are you walking over there all slowly, pointing at them with a gun like this? Why is it like the way that they treat the scene? It makes no sense that that character would do that. And it's just telegraphing to anybody. Like, everybody knows he's going to die, and they're trying to make it obvious. And it's dumb. It's just dumb. Like, you should kill the character in a way that respects the character, not in a way that makes the character... Like, the whole point of these movies is that they know the rules of horror films, and he dies breaking the rules for no reason. And like the creators of the film don't even know that. They're like talking about it like, oh yeah, well, we just had to kill him because we had to show them that there were stakes. There were real stakes. It's like there aren't real stakes if they die in the dumbest of ways. That'd be like if it's fucking Matrix 7 and Keanu Reeves just walks into a pit of lava and just dies. And it's like, we had to show there was real stakes. Like, well, why did he walk in the pit of lava though?
Yeah.
Why did he do that?
It's like if Jason Voorhees was like in the middle of the road and you crashed in your car and you died. It'd be like, well, the stakes are pretty high, dude. People are dying. Yeah, you fucking crashed your car.
Like, that's just
You're a
what
dumbass
happens.
for crashing your car.
Just what happens. It doesn't make any sense. So, oh my god,
dude. But Friday the 13th did have the best music.
Did it? The sound design,
dude.
Yeah.
The sound. Did
yeah. You know what? That's actually
that shit fucking tweaks me out.
I haven't watched those movies,
dude.
I've watched some of them.
I did a whole. This was like 3 years ago. My brother gave me the first 8 on DVD. And so I did all 8 in one October. I watched all 8 of the first 8 Friday the 13th. And they're good. There's some good ones, but there's some like Jason Takes Manhattan.
Well, that's why Scream is
horrible,
praised, because actually the track record is pretty good. Like,
yeah.
I would even say 7's not as bad as people say, but I get it if you hate it. I didn't think it was. I think it's serviceable, and there's even like some moments where it's pretty good. So like, but it's overall, I think I gave it like a 4. Like, it's not great. But
it just felt like we're getting the gang back together.
Yeah,
you know,
I liked it more than 5
right,
and 6 for the record. I actually did like it more than those, but a lot of people don't feel that way.
No, my girlfriend would disagree, but
yeah, because a lot of people liked the direction they were going. I did.
Yeah.
I felt like 7 actually kind of did get the gang back together and do that the proper way. It was just there's too many writing shortcuts. It's obviously a rushed movie. Like, that's really the problem. But consistency wise, right? Because it's like all these franchises end up. That's why the going to space thing is a trope. Like Friday the 13th did that. It was like Jason X, I want to say, is the space one, which actually is one of the ones I've seen. What? Because there's a great kill in that movie that I remember from being a kid, where it's like it's what's it called? Where it's the water but it's ice. Or when you throw the thing in the water, you know, you have a pool and you have this little dry ice. It's like dry ice.
Yeah.
I want to say it was dry ice inside of water. But Jason like wakes up, you know, inside of the spaceship and goes over to the chick who's the doctor taking care of him. And he grabs her head and he sticks her face inside of the dry ice thing while she's alive, and her face just like boils, and she's, you know, it's great, dude. And then he smashes her face. Like, her face is just all crushed, and he just smashes it on side of the table.
Yeah. Dude, I love, like, I don't know what this says about me, but like, dude, I love a good, like, unique kill in a horror movie. I'm like, oh shit, like, that's why Terrifier is fucking awesome.
So I haven't seen those. So
dude,
you'd recommend those,
bro? Yes.
I just don't like movies when it's like, this is just gore porn. They're not.
It is
just
pretty much. It's a lot of that. But dude, it's the personality of this killer clown.
Yeah,
is fucking awesome. He's funny, dude. He does shit. Dude, it's funny. Like, okay, the clown, and I know is fucking what I've been
told too is the first movie's like mostly gore porn, and then the more and more they get funding, the more and more they're able to flesh out the character and do more with the character.
Yeah, I think it's 2 where it had the really bad bathroom scene where like people were like, Jesus fucking Christ, and I was like, I thought it was fun. I liked it.
I would be surprised if I think it's that bad.
It's like it is just like I don't know, dude. Like,
how
he's
bad
just
could
like
it be?
Fucking hacking away, dude. Like, minutes of him like killing the same person. You know, like, it's pretty crazy. But,
okay.
Like, and the plot is pretty decent, dude. The plot is pretty good, but like the kills are fucking great. And like a lot of people hate on it, and I'm like, dude, it's just fun. It's just a fun. That's the other thing is like, how can I like rate movies when I'm just like, that one's just fun, and I really liked it because it's just fun, and it's like, is it really a good movie?
I don't think movies are an art. I don't think inherently they're meant to be rated. That's why it's kind of.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Like that's why I hate awards, and I hate award shows, and I think
because they're all bullshit.
They're all bullshit, and art shouldn't be about winning an award. It shouldn't be about like one thing that's always interested me is what I think is a bad movie, or what I think is a bad show. Like I said, I don't like The Boys. Plenty of people love The Boys, and it's like it doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't fucking matter because I can like I remember one time I was talking to a guy. And he told me that Paul Blart Mall Cop was like the movie that kept him from being depressed for all summer one year. He just watched it every single day. And it was just all he would watch. And it just clicked in my brain like, oh, like that could be anything for anybody. Like anybody's Paul Blart Mall Cop could be anything.
Workaholics for me.
Yeah.
I've seen Workaholics like all the seasons like a billion times because I'll just fucking, especially in high school, just smoke weed and throw my DVD on. I have them all on DVD.
How many seasons are there?
I think there's 6.
Oh,
5.
I didn't even know it went for that long.
It's like 5 or 6. I should know, but
yeah,
I think it's 6. Cause the weird part is the last. So they all had like the same color pattern, all the DVDs, except for the last season is like all black. It's like, but dude, that's probably one of my favorite shows growing up for sure. It's also like why I started smoking weed. Like,
wow,
dude, like, bro, like straight up, like Wiz Khalifa and Snoop Dogg in Workaholics. I was like, dude,
what is it? Mac and Devin Go to High School.
Sick,
that was
dude.
Their movie. Mac and Devin Go to High School, and that was basically just like a knockoff of like How High and all these early movies. Just those movies, if there was no direction at all, bro, essentially.
I haven't seen that movie since high school, but I remember being like, this movie fucking sucks.
Yeah, that movie was terrible.
I remember being like, this movie's not good. Like,
I tried to watch it and I couldn't. I was like, I don't, because the thing is, like, even in my stoner brain, like, I almost hate this idea that like weed just makes you an idiot. And so when I watch something like that, I'm like, oh, I don't even want to endorse this. Like, this is not what weed people are. We're not that bad.
Yeah. It's like Workaholics. It's like they're like high and they're like fucking being. But even
that show has like, this is a concept. There's ideas. They're idiots, but it's almost like Always Sunny-esque idiots.
Yeah, they're always idiots.
They got a heart, and it's always like a core to the story. Something like that movie. It's like, oh, this was written by people who are just stoned out of their mind, and there's no, like I think high people can do great things. I also think high people can do terrible things, and that movie's like one of those moments where I think people were just like too high. Like it's like if I was recording music and it was like 3 a.m. and I'm just stoned and I think it's really good, and then I wake up the next day and I listen to it. I'm like, oh, that was not as inspired as I thought.
Dude, that's me writing jokes down. Dude, I wrote jokes for years before I started stand up. I wrote jokes in a notes app.
I got notes on here. Yeah.
Dude, I haven't used any of it.
Really?
I'm like, did I like jokes about how I worked at Taco Bell and like all this weird shit that happened to me at Taco Bell. I'm like, this would never work.
Oh, so they're like stories from your life, huh?
Yeah, mostly. Yeah. It wasn't like, there were a few that were like jokes, but it was mostly like stories from my life that I was like, oh, one day, I know I'm going to do stand up one day. I'll write this down so I remember the details.
I mean, you still do that though, yeah? Just, you don't look at the old ones?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, like, dude, I have this one story, but it's like a 10-ish, like, it's not a 10-minute story, but it's more than a 5-minute story, so you can't really practice it at an open mic. And I'm like waiting till I am like consistently getting like 10-minute sets so that I can flesh this story out. Yeah. Because it's like, I find it really funny, and I think people would too. Yeah. And it's the craziest thing. It's like my machine story, the Burt Kreischer shit. That's like my version of that. That's what it is. Like when it happened to me, I was like, this is my fucking machine story. Like this is what that's what this is. Yeah. But I like it's like a pretty long story.
And you have to have the stage time to even flesh it out and get it right at all.
Yeah, and it's like, what do I take out of it? Because there's so many details that make it like funny. Yeah. And then it's like, I remember I wrote it when I first started stand up, and then I like punched it up a bit with a few things, and I was like, okay, I can make a joke here and like make a joke there, but then it's like I have all these details, and I'm like, I feel like they all need to be in because they all paint the picture and they're all kind of funny and it makes it like the whole thing funny. But like it's tough, dude. It's tough.
Well, yeah, because I mean, one thing I didn't realize, and I don't do comedy, so I wouldn't know, but it's like 10 minutes, 15 minutes is different than 5 minutes. I mean, that's the same thing with a music set, but with comedy it's particular because with a 5-minute set, you can get away with the basics and just kind of like easy, probably not even a story, maybe a short story, rope it into another one, you're out of there. Whereas like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, now you have time to win people over. You have time to like give them a long story or maybe even like go a little dark 10 minutes in because you already won them over. Whereas you go dark right away, it just kind of throws people off. Whereas like, and dark meaning like maybe even a little depressing, maybe even a little like, sad, make everybody sad for a minute. But you can only do that if you got a lot of time, because if you do that with a little bit of time, they think, oh, why was that guy sad? He only had 3 minutes and 2 of the minutes were sad.
Yeah.
It's like,
well, dude, it's so funny because like one of the first times I did like a 10-minute set, because like in open mics, the most you get usually is like 5 minutes.
Yeah, anything more than 5 is crazy at a mic. I mean, it's just nobody's there that night.
Yeah. And it's like, and generally like if it's not hidden, it's not hidden. Yeah. And it's like mostly probably the room, maybe it's your material, but like, you never know. And then, like if you lose them, it's really hard to get them back.
Yeah.
But at a show, it's way different, dude. One of the first 10-minute sets I've had, I remember I did a joke, it bombed, and then I did a joke right after it, and everybody laughed. And I was like, oh, I got them back immediately? Like, I got them back immediately.
Because I think like at a show, the difference is the audience is on your side. Like, I think at a show, the audience is not, for one, I mean, an open mic, everybody's generally just comedians running through their own material in their head, like thinking about what you're saying and analyzing it and, oh, well, that's not as funny as this because, like, I think that's going on, and that's the general psyche in the room when you're at an open mic for the most part. Whereas at a show, people are out for the night. They want to have a good time. So they are hoping with their highest of hopes that you give them a good time. And that's the big, I feel like it would almost be like doing it on easy mode in a way where it's like the other audience is combative in a sense, like not like they're your friends and they're kind of just ribbing you, but it is combative.
No,
whereas it's just doing crowd work in an open mic, they're gonna try to fuck with you. Whereas like if you do that at a regular show, they're just gonna answer the questions.
Yeah,
they're not gonna try to one up you and come up with this better answer than your joke.
Yeah,
and they will come up with a better answer at the open mic. They'll just trick you,
dude. I'll tell you this story. Oh my fucking god, this was so funny. I was at a club, or I was at an open mic, and there was this girl that used to do this thing where she would ask people. She would do crowd work, and she would be like, "What's the worst thing you've ever done?"
Yeah.
And then usually they'd be like, "Oh, like I cheated or something," and she'd be like, "Oh, that's bad. You're a piece of shit." Like, ha 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 ha. And then one day she did it like every week, and then one day she asked a stand up. She was like, "What's the worst thing you ever done?" And he said, "Try crowd work." And dude, the place erupts, and the girl gets off stage and leaves. And I was like, oh shit. And he like ran after her and apologized. But I was like, dude, that shit fucking killed. The room was fucking dying, dude. I was like, oh shit, dude. But like, don't do like crowd work to stand-ups, and don't do it every week. Like, but it's, it is what it is. They made up. She's doing fine, I'm sure.
It hurts to get got. Especially on stage, am I wearing my shirt backwards, by the way? Is this collar,
so.
Is it correct or is it backwards?
It looks right.
I was going to check in the mirror before we started, and now I'm starting to second guess myself.
No, it looks right.
It wouldn't be the first time I've done that.
Can you just look down?
Folks, go through the previous episodes, see if my shirt's on forwards, backwards. Cause
watch every episode of this podcast just to make sure his shirt is on the right way.
I'll tell you, there's bonus. There's some Easter eggs in there because sometimes I go look at myself afterwards. idiot. Like, that's what
You're editing. You're like, I'm not even gonna put this one out.
that's embarrassing if I notice when I'm editing. If I didn't even notice day of, notice later. That's embarrassing.
I wouldn't know. Here. I don't know for sure, but I wouldn't. It's
the collar.
It's the collar, dude.
I think it's backwards. Because watch this.
Is it a V-neck?
Well, let me look. Because I'm looking right.
It looks right.
Yeah, it's right.
Yeah.
This is a new shirt. Folks, this is a new shirt.
It's a great shirt.
Thank you.
I love that.
Goodwill.
I'd buy that shirt. Oh, shut the fuck up, really?
Yeah, it was the only one I liked at this Goodwill. Like, I looked at all their shirts, but this was the one that stuck out to me.
Dude, that one's fucking sick.
Isn't it?
Bro.
It's very sick.
Yeah, I would rock that shirt.
It fits right into my general aesthetic, like what I'm going for most of the time. Because I was thinking, like, I could see what I always think when I'm buying a shirt, and I think this is how everybody should think about it, is, can I see myself wearing that ever? It's literally that simple.
Ever?
Like, would I wear that ever? Because if you buy it and it just sits there, what is the point?
I thought you were gonna say, would I wear this on stage?
No,
No.
Would life?
Would I wear this ever?
Is there any scenario where I would use this?
Dude, my mom always used to say. My mom says you should wear nice underwear because if you die, everybody's gonna see your underwear. She always always like, you gotta wear nice underwear.
Yeah,
honey.
but if you die, everybody sees your underwear and there's piss and shit in it because you pee and shit when you're dying. So, Mom,
rigor mortis.
You're gonna pee and shit when you die. So does the underwear really matter? She would say wear 2 underwears. That's what she would say. Stay in the one under.
Does it really matter? It depends.
Depends.
Where depends.
Where depends. A whole ass diaper. Diapers to diapers, you know. That's how life goes.
Diapers to diapers.
Womb to tomb,
dude,
diapers to diapers.
Dude, I'll pull out a gun before I go back to diapers,
no, you won't.
Dude.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I think that you'll wear the diaper. Like, I think I think that for real. I'm not joking. I think, like, within a year, if you had to wear a diaper, you would still be around.
Yeah, if I had to wear a diaper in a year, yeah. But if I was like 85, I'd be like, you know what? It's my time to go.
I don't believe you. I think you're gonna.
I don't want to live old, man.
Not
Life
at all.
Sucks, dude.
I feel like I'm gonna get. If you really think that, though, what you got to do is, once you get old, start acting out and doing crazy shit.
Yeah, like
I like. There's this song from George Watsky. I can't remember what song it is, but he says, "When I'm 80, I'll be feeling groovy. Grab a couple crack rocks and blend them in a smoothie." And I've always liked that line so much, because I thought, like, that's the way to live. You know, you get 80 years old and you already did it. Just start doing crack.
Honestly, I feel that. I've always said that. Well, like, I said that when I turn 69, I will start doing like meth and shit, because it'd be a fun way. How fun would it be to die at 69?
I feel like, well, you die at 60. Oh, you want to die at 69,
dude?
Oh,
everybody's
I gotcha.
like, oh, dude, he died. How old was he? 69.
That's a good way to do it. I mean, if you're trying to just die at 69, then that's actually a good way to do it, because you don't want it to look like a suicide at all. You want to just die organically. And so just start acting out extremely. Like, I wouldn't even go extreme with drugs. At first, I would start doing like mountain climbing. See, the thing is, you don't want to do anything where you almost die. Because if you almost die, that really sucks.
Yeah.
Like, what if you just become a vegetable and you can't even tell anybody, pull the plug.
Well, dude, that's
how it's gonna go. You like fall off the mountain and, oh fuck, I lost my voice.
No,
can't even tell them.
There's a whole documentary about people that have jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge, and 98% of them,
they're falling,
they were like, "Oh, I regretted it immediately."
Yeah, as they're falling.
I was like, "Yeah," holy shit.
And then there's that 2% who are just madmen.
Yeah, like, just why am I still here, dude?
Why did I survive? Yeah, but that's so true, you know, and that's something you got. I think, like, it's so hard. I mean, I would not say I've been suicidal, but I would say that I have had suicidal thoughts. Like, I feel like I can understand why someone would think in such a way, because I've heard people say, like, I couldn't even like conceptualize that. I wouldn't understand that. But I think, like, if you're in a deep depression, like, if you really think nothing better is going to happen and this is the way it is and life is just this cycle and it's just going to keep playing out this way, and nothing's changing, and then you see that nothing's changing, and it seems like nothing matters. You know, this nihilistic view, and it's just a self-fulfilling prophecy, then yeah, life sucks. And what's the point of me existing? If that's how life is, what's the point? And maybe it's better off if I don't exist, because it seems like I just create problems for the people around me. I mean, if we're being honest, I'm just creating problems for all these people. So maybe it's better off if I just stop creating all these problems. Truth is, though, you exist in a community, in this web of people that is so much bigger than you. And I actually think, like, when people say suicide is selfish, they're right in the sense that it's very easy to forget that you're in that net of people and that you matter so much more beyond whatever your worldview is right here, right now. You know, and however depressed you are, however lonely you feel, you have this capability, this superpower to affect people in the most amazing of ways. And I think, like, that's the sad thing, right? Is you get sad and depressed and you lose sight of the light that, you know, we all can do that all the time.
Oh, yeah.
That's why a great friend, a good person, a good role model is so important. You need people to pull you out of that. So you need Paul Blart the Mall Cop.
You need the Workaholics, bro.
The Workaholics, bro.
Dude, no, but, like, it's so true because, like, dude, when I started, like, having depression, like, in middle school, I was, like, getting bullied a lot, and I had a lot of depression and shit. I started going to the therapist, started, you know, getting on meds, and, like, throughout high school, just thought about killing myself, like, every day. And it was,
and I think people who've never thought that way or never have been there, they just look at that type of behavior and thinking, and it's just depressing. They don't get it. They just think, why would you think like that?
You hit it on the head where it's like, you're in such a dark place, and at that young age, that's all I knew was this just depression. Every day sucked.
Yeah.
And that's
and
all
the cycle
I knew.
Of it, that
I
cycle.
didn't know that you could have a good day because I wasn't having any good days. Every day fucking sucked. And then, you know, I get better, and, like, throughout college I got a lot better, and then now it's just like, yeah, dude, life's great.
Yeah.
Like, there is another side to it. You just don't see it when you're that young, and all you know is fucking wanting to kill yourself. Like, that's all I knew was, like, I fucking hated life and I wanted out. But now it's like I have so much more of a appreciation for life. I've gotten on the other side of things, and I think all the time, oh man, I would love to go back to, like, some of the programs that I went through and, like, talk to these kids.
Right.
But I know for a fact they're not going to listen to me. I didn't listen to the people telling me that at the time, because at the time people were like, hey, it gets better. And I was like, all I know is pain.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I would love to, like, help and, like, go back and help and, like, talk to these kids, like, hey, it gets better, but I know they're not going to listen.
Yeah.
And so it's like, you know, but, like, yeah, I just hope that, you know, kids, that you hit it on the head. It's like, you're so depressed and it's all you know.
I think that's the only way I could explain it to somebody who doesn't experience that. Because I just think I can understand how that would be foreign to someone. You know, a lot of people, I think, like, it's an ignorance is bliss type of thing, where I think, like, not that, like, to be happy is to be an idiot, but in the sense that, like, I do think that not having all of these existential thoughts and not giving a fuck about any of that makes your life simpler. It makes your life easier. It's like how a dog lives, how a cat lives. I think they're closer to nature in a sense. And I'm the idiot human fucking it all up with my existential dread and all my thoughts. You know, none of that stuff matters. Like, but with my thoughts about where I am on the hierarchy of people and all, the dog just exists. The dog just eats water and drinks food and does what he does.
Yeah.
You know? And so when it comes to that, I just think that it's like, it's kind of like how an addict, you can't just give an addict advice and tell an addict, this is what I would do.
Yeah, you
and
can't
tell
be like,
them
get
the
better.
path to getting better. Yeah, it's every single person has to need to be in the position to get better. And also your individual path out of depression or out of addiction, both of those things is always so personal. It's always so dependent on how you got there and what your circumstances are. That's why I think, like, you know, it's important to look at your own philosophy and the way that you look at the world. Like, that's why, you know, therapy's good, but you need, like, the right therapist. You need someone who's going to actually walk you through your thoughts, because it's always something in you, you know, it's the way that you've conceptualized all this stuff, you know, like a lot of what you were probably thinking at the time probably was connected to this bullying at school and these experiences with around other people, and you just couldn't see beyond that because you're just experiencing it all the time. You don't know there's anything other than that. And it's like that's why I said, like, you need good people in your life, because otherwise you just have no fucking perspective. You have no idea. And you have bad friends, they'll just drag you deeper down into that thing, whatever that is, you know?
Yeah.
And so I don't know, dude. I just think I think people would benefit from being a lot more introspective. And I think what happens is the people who have those darker experiences tend to be the ones who are just built that way anyways, because they just know what that is, to have dealt with the dark side of themselves. And so they have more grace with other people because they have that with themselves.
Yeah.
I think like other people who've never been through that, they don't have patience or grace for any of that, because they don't. Why would you be depressed?
Yeah, they don't get it.
Why do you?
Yeah.
But like I said, I would rather be that person. That ignorance is bliss. That's my dog, and I love my dog. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
and I think it's interesting too when you look at comedians, you look at artists. They're always the most depressed, complicated people. They're always the people with all the problems and all like the confusion in their mind. That's what makes them artists.
Yeah.
You know, they do not have their shit together. And those tend to be the people I'm the most interested in when I'm like talking with people, is the people who just cannot contain whatever's going on right here.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's that insanity, whatever that is, you know?
Dude, yeah. And like, I'll tell you a story about Rehab. It's also like the rich people, like the rich children, I should say. They have it hard too, like, but like in a weird way. So like I was in rehab and I started dating one of the girls in rehab. Smart choice. Yeah. Dating
Wouldn't
someone.
we all?
Yeah. So, and she lived in Winnetka, and she was rich, and especially compared to me, and her parents were going to give her like $25K when she graduated college.
Oh.
She's like handed it on a platter. So she's rich, right? And then we're in rehab with this other girl. This girl comes in every day with a different designer bag, and she's like here for drugs, obviously. And she's like, hey, do you want to hang out? And me and my girlfriend were like, hell yeah, dude, I'd love to hang out. She's like, all right, come to my house. So we go to her house. It's a gate. It's a big gate. And we're like, hey, we're here. She's like, oh, I'll buzz you in. So we go up the driveway. To the left of the driveway is a tennis course. And then there's this big pool with a big pool house. The biggest fucking mansion I've ever seen in my life. Like, massive, dude. And I'm like, holy shit, this girl is loaded, dude. And so we're chilling at the pool and we're having a good time. And she goes, yeah, I think I want to go on the trampoline. And I was like, of course you have a trampoline. And she goes, yeah, it's right by the putting green. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You have a putting green?
That's like an SNL sketch at that point, right?
Dude, I was like, dude, here's the craziest part. Her dad comes out, and this is 2017, like around this time, 2017. And her dad comes out, and he's like, hey, do you want to go see the NBA Finals in Cleveland with the Golden State Warriors versus the Cleveland Cavaliers? And she's like, yeah, I guess. And he was like, all right, I'll get the helicopter ready. So he flies his daughter down from Chicago to Cleveland to watch the NBA Finals in like the third row. And I was like, this is money on another level, dude. Like, I didn't even know you could be this rich. Like, it was crazy, dude.
You know, I must say a lot about me, because when I hear that story, what I'm thinking is, I wish I had that much money.
Right?
I'm not thinking, fuck that rich guy. I'm thinking, give me that much money, please.
I know. And I'm like, dude,
Can
like,
I just get successful enough to have that much fucking money?
and the girl would be like, she was clearly like in rehab for drugs mostly. Like, there was like, obviously it was like one of those rehabs where it was like, you're either suicidal or you're on drugs or whatever, or you're both.
And it's probably
like
just
me.
she was raised rich. She's had too much.
Yeah, but like she'd be like,
freedom.
yeah, like, you know, life is so hard, and I'm like, you're fucking stupid rich.
Right.
And like, you know, even my girlfriend at the time, I was like, I thought she was rich because I met her first, obviously, and like started dating her, and I was like, holy fuck, she's loaded. And then I met her, and I was like,
that's
whoa.
how I, that's funny because that's how I know I'm poor. So I had to ride my bike. Like I got locked out of an apartment, and I had to ride my bike north. So I'm like the north side of Chicago, upper north side of Chicago, and right in Evanston, there's this nice college. And in Evanston, there's just these mansions. And so I'm riding my bike, and there's just mansion after mansion after mansion after mansion. And I just I didn't even know how poor I was until that moment because I had never seen anything like that.
Yeah.
I couldn't even believe it existed. That's how I know I'm poor. Like that level of wealth, I can't even conceptualize it or understand it. It's hard for me to wrap my mind around. Like you have a whole mansion, and you don't clean it. You don't, because I've heard of those before, but I've never seen a neighborhood full of them. And then like the whole neighborhood outside of like that little subdivision, or whatever you call a mansion subdivision, you come out of there and everything else is nice. The college campus is super nice. I'm like, oh, this is a rich people area.
Yeah.
I am like a squalor around here.
Dude,
a little squire.
Yeah. Dude, the other crazy part about when I was dating that girl from Rehab was that the last, so like I think this is why, but it's so stupid, but she graduated the program before me, and I was going back to college, and I was like, in program, I was like, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with my girlfriend because I'm moving back to college. I don't know if I'm going to break up with her or what. And they all knew, like, we thought we were kind of playing it cool, but they all knew who I was talking about. And so I think they had this guy tell her that I might be breaking up with her. And the last time we hung out,
they did you a favor.
The last time we hung out, it was me, her, and that guy. And I was completely oblivious. And they were like, he had a huge house too. Like all these people were fucking way more off than like what I was living.
Yeah, that reminds me of another time I went to somebody's house as a kid, and it was just big. Like the ceiling was so high, and I remember thinking, there are houses like this.
Yeah,
it was just big. Like I could just think of it was like big, just tall, and it was you reminded me. I haven't thought about that in so long.
Dude, it's crazy.
I remember like my friend, because it was my friend's friend, and he was telling me like, yeah, she's rich, and I'm like, what do you mean? And then I went to her house, and I was like, she wasn't even rich, by the way. Like she's like upper middle class. Like that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Because again, this is how I know I'm poor.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking about people who is not that nice. And I'm just in there like, what? Like if somebody had a $3,000 apartment here in Chicago, and I went in there, and it was like one bedroom like mine, but it's $3,000. It's a nice area. It has like super nice windows, super nice view. I would be blown away. Like that. Yes, I'm used to poor people shit. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Dude, I'm used to that's broken, and it's just broken.
Yeah. Dude, but like I went to this guy's house, also big, and she was just like, "You want to hang out with this guy from program?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." Yeah. And he had a tree house, of course, rich people shit, and they were they were in the tree house, and then I like went up the tree house, and I thought I saw them like pull away, like they were kissing, and I was like, were you guys fucking making out? And they're like, no. And I was like, oh, okay. I was so naive to
doing
it.
Drugs,
and like I was like,
or were they kissing? They were kissing.
Dude, she totally cheated on me. And I totally didn't get it until like years later.
Oh, you never? No one ever told you? You just had a private revelation?
Well, like I also have pictures of us that day, and I took a picture of both of them like under this bridge because we were like smoking weed under this bridge, and he's looking at her like kind of like I can't believe this is fucking happening, like I'm fucking you later type shit. Like, and I'm like, holy fuck, how did I not see that? Like he told her that I was going to break up with her probably at the end of the summer because I was going back to college. Then she was like, well, to get back at him, I'm going to fuck you. And she cheated on me. And I might have stayed with her. I just said in passing in group that I was like, I don't know what I want to do with this relationship. And they blew it the fuck up, and she cheated on me, dude. And then she ghosted me, and I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Oh, you have good friends.
Dude. Bro. Dude, that's my fault for fucking dating someone from program. Never date. I dated two two, maybe three people, because I've been to rehab a couple times.
Yeah.
But like, dude, it never ends well. It's such a bad idea, dude. If you're
You know
young,
what? I think what happens
Don't
is
do that.
you go and you're like, they're broken like me.
yeah, you have so much in common. And
Yeah.
dude, I also got cheated on.
Fault in Our Stars.
Dude, I also got cheated on by this other girl that I dated from program, and she cheated on me because she was hanging out with some guys and this girl, and they were all doing triple C's. Do you know what triple C's are?
Sounds like poppers or like something you'd huff, but I'm guessing no.
Triple C's are like a
Sounds like a
cough drug.
snowboarding thing. Triple C's.
Dude, I hit the triple C on the mountain.
Yeah. What is it?
Dude, it's a cough medicine that comes in pill form, and you have to take like 8 to 10 of them to like, and then you trip balls, kind of.
Oh.
So they were like all on triple C's,
Gotta love it.
and my girlfriend and this other girl boxed, and like with boxing gloves, and then they made out after, and she showed me the video, like, look, isn't this cool? And I was like, you fucking cheated on me. You can't be making out with other people. I don't care if it's a girl, dude. And I was like, you're doing triple C's? Like, I mean, I've done triple C's, but at the time I was like, this is fucking stupid. What are you doing? Dude, she was also like, I can't smoke weed because I want to do coke. I'm like, you have problems. You have major issues. I can't. Then I broke up with her.
Now that's actually relatable. I can't smoke weed because I want to do coke. That's
I can see that.
I can see that. The triple C's I can't get with, but the weed going to coke that's arguable. She's got a point there.
Dude, here's the craziest. This is the craziest part about me breaking up with her. I broke up with her when I was driving her home from a date. We went to like an arcade, and I was driving her home, and I was like, I broke up with her. I dropped her off at her dad's house, and then I backed up into their neighbor's mailbox. And then her dad came out and was like, oh, like, you okay, buddy? And I was like, fuck, like, this is so awkward, dude. Like,
Right after breaking up with her?
Yeah, dude. And then I was like, I rang the doorbell of the neighbor's house, and they weren't there. And I'm like, well, I guess I'll just stay here for a while. And they walk up like a couple minutes later with their dog. I was like, hey, I'm sorry, I hate your mailbox. And they're like, we just moved in. We hate that mailbox. We were going to get a new one anyway. And I was like, thank fuck, dude.
Yeah.
And I just went home and never talked to that girl again.
That would be the worst thing to possibly happen. I would have left. For the record, I would have left. I would not have stayed there. Because I imagine the girlfriend's just looking from the other window.
Yeah, she like came out at first, and I was like,
She's like, what is this freak doing?
Man.
He just dumped me, and now he won't leave. That's probably what she's thinking.
Dude, I don't.
Is this some type of psychological torture he's inflicting upon me by sitting in front of the house? Like, that's probably what she's thinking. And then she sees the mailbox, and she's like, oh, he's just stupid. He's just an idiot.
Dude, I still to this day don't know if her dad knew if I broke up with her or not. If
He
she
probably didn't.
Probably didn't.
No,
Because like it was like
because
right
most
after.
girls wouldn't go right in and tell their dad.
them.
Some
But-
girls
and
would. I don't think most
I don't
girls.
think she was crying. I don't think.
Yeah.
Which
She probably was trying to
like
play it cool on the walk in,
Yeah.
walk by, go to her bedroom and cry.
Yeah.
Dad sees you still there and just thinks, what's going on? And then maybe it all hits him
Did
like
I-
40 minutes later.
I don't even remember if I knocked on their door or not. I don't think I did. I think he just came out.
Yeah.
I think he might have just. I guess he just saw me hit the fucking mailbox.
Yeah. Or maybe he just saw you out
crazy.
there reacting to
Yeah, I was like, oh no.
hey, buddy, all good? It's probably one of those.
Oh fuck.
This guy does not seem happy right now. You're out there fucking cursing.
Oh my fucking god.
Well, I would talk to you longer, but I've got I'm supposed to be, me and a few other guys are going to be getting together, and we're going to be doing a thing called Pod Bless America, and it's supposed to be Chicago's. We're gonna have live podcasts. We're gonna try to do the whole podcast shebang. You film it live. You have people show up. It's gonna be the four of us. And it's gonna be because I feel like Chicago. It's like I feel like this is good. This is good for Chicago's industry, Chicago's community, all this for comedy, and now Chicago podcasts need something like that. Need something to tie it all together.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, me, Drew Graff, Phil. You saw his hat.
Oh hell yeah,
Phil.
dude.
He's got
Yeah.
his podcast, Wild Philosophy, and then Drew sits with, and then The fourth guy, I have not met him in person. I think it's Joey Francis. Haas Comedy with Joey, I think is his name on Instagram. I just haven't met him yet in person. So, folks, amazing things about to happen. It has already happened when you see this episode. And this episode, it's already happened when they see this because it's come out a month from now. So, at the end of this episode, this is your opportunity. Tell them things that they have a chance to see you in, what you're doing, where they can find you on the internet, all the places they can see your face, the internet, on the interwebs. They spent this time with you. They might want to spend some more, but how are they going to do that? You got to tell them how to find you on the internet. But that's not the only thing you're doing right now, because before that, the most important part. You see, my core audience is 3 to 5 year olds. That's who watches this show. It's for the kids. I'm a role model, and so are you. And at the end, I like all my fellow role models to give a nugget of knowledge, a piece of advice to the kids. They're about to exit the school bus, take off their AirPods, and touch grass, enter the real world. And so it's up to you to give them an actionable piece of advice, something they can take away from this episode and use. The children, the 3 to 5 year olds, advice for the kids, and where they can find you. The floor is yours.
It gets better. It gets better. All you have to do is stick with it. Anything in life, you just have to stick with it because it will get better. No matter what that thing is, it will get better. Whether that's comedy, whether that's music, whatever, whether school, life in general, stick with it. It gets better. And now, do I promote myself now? After that?
Now you whore yourself out.
After that, you can find me on Instagram at tim.steez.
And if you wanted to get better right now, go to Instagram.
If you want to stick with it, you stick with me, okay? And you come over to Instagram, you type in tim.steez. Steez is spelled Steaz. That's my Instagram. My TikTok is Tim Cruitt Comedy. You can figure out my name. It's going to be probably on the name of this podcast or something. I got my tour dates. I got the shows that I'm on my profile. I talk about movies too. If you like movies, definitely check it out. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for being here. Amazing. Oh, and we're both wearing tie-dye.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I didn't really notice that until just now.
Dude, that's why I was like, dude. It's a good shirt, man.
I almost wore jeans like you, too.
Dude, joggers only.
I like your outfit. Now that I think about it, I really like your outfit. Because it's all gray. It's hard to pull off.
Great outfit, dude.
I'm going to take a picture of that, and my mom showed me. You can just take a picture of people's shit, and you can just buy it online.
Oh, dude. All Old Navy.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, respect the drip,
Old
boys
Navy,
and girls.
if you want to sponsor the podcast or sponsor my comedy, hit me up. I'm wearing your shit all the time.
I like that. Old Navy. That's a good brand for a white guy. And folks, that has been all here today on Radio.
That's fucking impressive, dude. Whoa.
Clocking out.
Double down, competition couldn't help him to rock